point in my life, I felt that deep feeling, that understanding that I need to be a priest. I knew at some point that I will be a priest. It is only and only because of Saint Nersess that there is Ted Hovan today.
Ajaxi Pazan really encouraged me to walk into the seminary. Although after years to continue to education, I realized it will be difficult, but something just pushed me and said that, Deacon Vahe, just walk and do it.
I was not contemplating anything else, so the calling was ever present.
When I stepped into a church as a child, something always moved inside me. There was a peace I couldn't explain, a warmth that stayed with me. God was already shaping my heart without me knowing, preparing me for a journey I did not yet understand.
Singing has been a part of my life from young age. I remember, my parents at home encouraging me, standing, even though I was very small, standing on a chair and then singing something. Then I realized singing in church was a little bit different. It was not just sound or making a music. It was a prayer. It was communion. It was spiritual fulfilling.
I did not know anything about St. Nersess and Vladimir. I was very reluctant in considering that option. I was very traditional and, I wanted to be a monk and in a monastery.
I felt drawn to St. Nersess because it wasn't just a school. It was a spiritual home, a place where the Armenian church breathes in the hearts of seminarians.
Der Martyros said, come for a year and test the waters and see if it's meant to be. It didn't take long for me to realize that was really where God intended me to be. And I've never looked back.
It was my first experience meeting other Armenians my age. I grew up in northern Minnesota from the age of 4. It was all new to me. Hearing Armenian language and being with other people, it was inspirational for me in wanting to be more involved in the church.
What changed for me was when others would recognize a potential within me. Others within the church, other clergy, other lay people would come to me or identify me and give me an opportunity and say, you could serve more within the church. Those experiences can be life-changing and instrumental for a young person.
As I tell anyone who's interested in becoming a seminarian, you will know within the first month or two if this is for you, because the seminary lifestyle is very different than a regular college lifestyle or a regular life in general. My uncle and my cousin all went to St. Nersess, and so I feel like I'm following in their footsteps as well.
And we had a good days. It was a family environment.
Either early in the morning or late in the evening, gathering together with the other seminarians for chapel services, for Jamakutun. Learning those services, learning those prayers, chanting the psalms, praying together. And I think fantastic learning and being in class, being together and praying together was something new and exciting for me.
I enrolled at St. Nersess Armenian Seminary to advance my education and equip myself with the teachings of the Holy Bible and our Holy Fathers.
At first it was very challenging, but then it became something that I welcomed in my life because it gave me the opportunity to spend time in solitude, the opportunity to pray and to read the Bible and to reflect, and by God's mercy to grow in faith.
The social time that we could get together, brought us together and kind of make us feel like in a brotherhood.
It's like a magnet that St. Nersess holds us together. And until today, we have the same thing. We call each other, we love each other, we support each other.
That feeling of just being together was very comforting. And I now know also in my ministry, those same people my same brothers, have the same feelings now, that we're in this together.
Really, we were a small body and we were one family. We had breakfast together, lunch together, dinner together, morning service, evening service. We traveled to parishes together.
We really lived as brothers together, and that was a precious experience and a great blessing in my life. All those memories from 40 some years ago come back.
I remember I left the seminary in 1989 after graduation with tears in my eyes. It really life-changing experience, and I owe it to St. Nersess.
Time was a gift here at St. Nersess, and being able to devote all of my time immersed in studying our faith, studying our church, and growing in myself, in my own faith, as someone who would continue to serve the church as a vocation. I experienced a lot of spiritual growth and personal growth myself in that time, and I think that's very important.
Having some of those mysteries unlocked and having the privilege of being exposed to ancient ideas, yes, but expressed in a modern way. Expressed in a way that we were then empowered to go out and be able to preach and to teach and to share those keys with what eventually would be our parishioners.
Throughout our history, our people have established seminaries. We know how essential they have become in helping the students develop to become seminarians, but at the same time helping to revitalize the spiritual life in our church.
There are many Armenian communities and parishes all over the US and Canada. Those churches need well-prepared clergymen, pastors to tend their flocks.
Every opportunity that I've gotten basically is to follow what God has chosen for me. It taught me to serve God in a way that I was able to, which is through the music.
I thought I graduated in 2010, but now coming every year for teaching, I found myself continue learning. It's every time you come to St. Nersess, you continue learning. And yesterday I had that mug that says St. Nersess, drinking from that, and I thought that every time you come, this mug is full. You drink it until the end, but next year you come and it's again full. There is so much to drink from this well,
You get to meet priests, you get to meet people of faith, people who are learning, who are studying, who are growing in their faith. And St. Nersess is that place, that epicenter, I think, for the United States and the whole Western world, and even I would argue for the entire church.
St. Nersess put me in contact and drew me into a family of deeply, deeply devout men and women, committed heart and soul to God, to Jesus Christ, and to the Armenian Church.
St. Nersess is the only resource-making, the only source and foundation that pursues this in the Western Hemisphere.
St. Nersess didn't just teach me what a priest is supposed to do. It taught me what a priest is supposed to be. Compassionate, humble, faithful. It shaped my heart and prepared me for the ministry God entrusted to me.